Aparicio, and today I will be discussing the very important aspect of Philippine colonial history, the tributo system during the Spanish period. This was the main form of taxation imposed on Filipinos under Spanish rule. This taxation system played a major role in shaping the lives of Filipinos under colonial rule and had lasting effects on our society and governance. This presentation explores how it worked, who enforced it, and its effects on Filipinos, also how it compares to our taxation today. What is taxation? Taxation is the means by which a government collects revenue to finance its expenditures. It represents the government's method of raising funds to support the operational cost of the nation. What is taxation during Spanish period o tributo? Native Filipinos had to pay annually to the Spanish authorities. It was one of the main ways the colonial government raised funds to support churches and state operations in the Philippines. How the tax system worked? During the Spanish colonial era, the Philippines government, religious institutions, and infrastructure were maintained through compulsory taxes, including the tributo, a general head tax, the sancturum for church construction and Christianization, the donativo, initially for military campaigns against Muslims, later for Zamboanga's fort, the caja de comunidad for local public works, thus revenue generating measures along with forced labor. What is the purpose of this tax? So we have five purposes. First, pay Spanish officials and soldiers. Second, build roads, bridges, and buildings. Third, protect the colony from enemies. Fourth, control the people and keep order. And lastly, support churches. The Spanish colonial government imposed the tributo, a head tax or tribute, on native Filipinos during the Spanish era. In Philippine history, tributo refers to a mandatory head tax or tribute, originally an annual sum of 8 reales paid by native Filipinos, also known as Indios, to the Spanish colonial government from 16th to the 19th centuries. It was collected in cash or goods and was initially a significant source of funding for colonial administration and the Catholic Church. In 1570, this way of Spanish colonial government is to raise in money to finance the administration of colony, especially the construction of churches, government building, roads, bridges, and to improve the transportation. So the Filipinos are being forced to pay tribute or what they call tributo to the colonial and our government. Or the duty to pay tribute was an obligation of the taxpayer until the man reaches the age of 60. So therefore, the 60 years old above were not required to pay the tribute. Because during Spanish period, Filipinos at the age 16 to 60 are required to pay tributo or tribute. Other forms of payment: gold, chickens, textile, cotton, and rice. The tributo had both negative and limited positive impacts on the Filipino people. Negative effects: it burdened poor Filipino families, especially in rural areas, who barely earned enough to feed themselves. It often led to abuse and corruption, as some officials collected more than what was required. Non-payment resulted in forced labor, also known polo e servicio, and confiscation of property, making the system even more exploitative. It reinforced the social inequality between the colonizers and the natives. Positive limited. Some revenues were used to fund public works like roads, churches, and schools, but this mainly benefited Spanish interest. The tributo also played a significant role in governance. It helped the Spanish colonial government maintain control, but also contributed to resistance and uprisings. Filipino grow tired of exploitation and abuse. My reflection. Looking back, the tributo system shows us how taxation can be used either as a tool of development or a means of oppression. Today, we still have a tax system, but unlike the tributo, our modern tax are governed by laws like National International Revenue Code, and we collected by the Bureau of Internal Revenue or BIR. This tax fund public education, healthcare, infrastructure, and social services. However, issues like corruption, inefficiency, and inequality still exist, just like during the Spanish era. It reminds us that while system has evolved, the core challenge remains, ensuring that taxes truly benefit the people. From the tributo system, we learn the importance of transparency, fairness, and accountability in taxation.